Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
Fade in.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f yourself. But go f yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
What's the matter? Take yourself a great big bite of meat. Taste the pleasure of the highest quality pork around.
Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
No! She's not supposed to be talking about...
I have no idea what's going on, Dre, but it's fun.
Talk about that!
He's having a breakdown. Somebody call Johnny Cochran. You know how much I love Snorlax? I'm gonna prove it to you. These are my slippers. All right, Snorlax, Snorlax slippers. I don't give a crap who knows. I'm a grown man and I'm rocking Snorlax slippers. I don't give a crap.
Yeah, you know what? This freaking existed. It exists. That exists.
You just imagined it.
I guess. Kind of hurts. I think it's physical.
I'm colored. Shut up.
Let me do it myself here. Let me get it up real quick. Hey, shut up. Shut up. I didn't mean it like that, you perverts.
Oh, these two girls when you kiss, they're gonna be hot. Oh, yo, you know Elizabeth Hurley's gonna get butt naked in this.
I dangled for too long there. That wasn't fun.
But I also hate you a little because you go and make it your business to try to make fun or try to get in. Yes, exactly. Half-breed putting her crotch in my face.
You know what? There is a single reason why I wouldn't want to become a merman. I wouldn't have my penis anymore.
What? What? What?
There is nobody of merit there. It's for their new fan base. That's who D23 is for. Everybody who went there knowing they sniff crotch and suck shit. Well, we're talking about people who have serious sexual orientation and gender identity problems. And I'm not talking, and when I say sexual orientation, I don't mean, a dude who likes a dude and a chick who likes a chick. We're talking about people who think that they're non-binary and they don't know how to play with their holes and shit like that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, my name is a pimp named Dries, and I believe I've misplaced some merchandise at this residence. Lord Jesus and the shepherds, where is daddy's money? I will not hesitate for one solitary second to put hands on somebody if I don't have my monies.
Please, sir, can I have some darkies?
This is why I do crystal meth.
Game over, man. It's game over.
I'm not gonna try and win hearts and minds, pretend I'm something I'm not. Like a video game. No, it's bullshit. Not real. It has shown us one thing. The fake fans, the stands, they show up. They showed up for all of these, but they're not an audience.
Nope.
They're a bunch of weirdos hanging out in a parking lot, watching each other do weird shit.
Oh God!
I don't know where I come up with these. They just happen.
Are you out there watching them watch them?
I can hear them from where I am. That's the
oh,
a lot of squelching.
Yeah. Listen, at least I don't have to clean it up. That's good.
Oh, you will taste and see that I am delicioso.
I've been told by lore people for this stuff for House of the Dragon for the books. Yeah, Rhaenyra, she was into dining at the Clam Slam. She was into that.
Clam Slam.
She slammed clams. She dined at the oyster bar. She was all into that.
Impressive. Most impressive.
And I gotta say, any person who uses a Funko Pop or gets a Funko Pop immediately disqualifies themselves from any fan discussion.
Unless you're getting it for a mocking reason to make fun of something.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Or if it's a gift from someone.
Both of y'all suck. I hate you both.
If it's a gift from someone who doesn't know better, that's fine. I have a couple of those. But if you're going out collecting Funko Pops,
no, you're retarded. Funko Pops are awesome. I hate myself. I have a problem.
I've got loads of them.
You're a girl. You're allowed to do it. You're a
it's
girl.
okay for girls. They're exempt. Dre, this is not okay. We need to have an intervention.
I have a problem. I've got no shame.
There is nobody of merit there. It's for their new fan base. That's who D23 is for. Everybody who went there knowing they sniff crotch and suck shit. And these tool bags wouldn't know quality if it walked up and motorboated them. Because, you're going to motorboat quality.
Wait, what?
Quality boobs. You want to motorboat quality boobs.
There we go. All better now. Man, titties are the greatest things on earth.
Damn it. I doubled up a clip. I was moving things around and I forgot the sniff one was earlier. I hate it.
It's so long you can't check it every time.
No, I did check it. I watched it, but the thing is, I was editing it like 30 minutes ago. That's when I made it, and I stopped it. At that point, I had already seen it, and I forgot that I had put that one in there. And I even looked. And I didn't see it. Failed again.
The sun's getting real low.
Welcome to Roundtable. It's just the Ginger and the Jew for now. Dre will be here. Dragon Lady's feeling ill, so send her your best wishes. So we will get started. Welcome, everybody. We hope you're having a good Sunday. No more football, at least not for a few weeks. So you have to watch us. You have to watch us. You cannot watch football. You're watching us. Anyway, we have a fun show for you guys today. A lot more happened this week. I know I say this all the time. I'm always surprised when we have enough topics for a show. I really am. If there's not a massive thing reviewing like Rings of Power or something like that everybody's really talking about, I'm always surprised when enough comes together that I can put together a decent amount of segments for the show. And we've got stuff. But first of all, Jed, hi. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Yes, Hollywood always provides, and we always have something to talk about. I don't think there's been one show that we really had zero to talk about. We always made it to 2 hours. We've always had what we needed. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. But I want to be the first person to say this to you, Adam, I believe, and the chat as well. Happy Black History Month, the most important holiday in America.
It's White History Month now. It's White History Month. It's over.
We have a lot of diverse projects coming out this month that we have to talk about, so we just need to remember to honor the Black history that led to Black Falcon, Captain America, and to everything else that we're getting. I'm just disappointed that we won't have Assassin's Creed Shadows to teach us of the Black history that happened, true history that happened in Japan. Instead, we've got The Witcher, which doesn't do mermaid history right.
We've got 12 days until Black Falcon, Captain America, Who Hates America, and then you have to wait a month to play Yasuke. I almost said Sasuke. Yasuke. You have to wait a month to play Yasuke, but you're going to do it. You're going to love it. You're going to love every minute of it. It's going to be glorious.
He can't stealth. He can't parkour. There's a clip of him literally trying to walk on a rope to parkour, and it breaks, and he falls on his face.
Now we're going to talk about that a little bit later on in the video game session. Dre will be here. As I said, he's running late. But hail and howdy to the chat. We love you guys. Thank you all for being here. Each and every one of you. Let's see who is chatting at the moment. You guys are still walking on in. Hail both Legatus and Algram, my mods, here to keep the peace. Legatus trolls me. Algram reminds me that I'm an okay guy, and it makes me feel better. Hail Ruben X, how are you, my friend? Huzzah, son of Joxer. Hail Jay Frazier, how are you? And hail anybody else. Hail and howdy. If you're not chatting, that's fine. We're happy to have you guys here. Hit those like buttons. Links are in the description below. So we got a good show for you today. I like today's show. Fortunately, excuse me. We have one segment we can get to that Drake doesn't give a shit about, so we can fill time till he gets here. We're going to talk the Doctor Who news from this week. If you were watching Ballbusters on Friday, we got into it some there. We got very detailed onto some of what Dermy dug up about one of the new writers. We're not going to go all the way into that. We will reference it, of course, but it's part of the conversation. Can't ignore it. So we're going to talk about Doctor Who, its writers. We're going to talk about the fact that they made the fugitive Doctor the first Doctor. I mean, seriously, insults. RTD, you are a disgrace at this point, my man. All right, so we're going to talk some Doctor Who. We will, of course, talk about the fact that
that was Chris Chibnall, not RTD.
Oh, it's Chibnall.
If you read the interview, Joe Martin says that when she was cast as the fugitive Doctor, she was told then that she was the first Doctor.
Okay,
that's all the news is. It's not like canon. There's no actual reference to it.
But it's still it's what
she was told. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
It's
a leftover from the Chris Chibnall days. It's Chris Chibnall still punishing us.
Yeah, but Chibnall has been reaffirmed by RTD.
Oh, 100%.
So it might as well be what it is. So we're gonna get that. We've got of course the week started with Anthony Mackie sinking what little chance that movie had. Little gone. It's good. So we're going to talk about that, all things surrounding it, including the non-apology. We will talk Bioware being gutted by EA. That's just hilarious. It's everything I predicted in my stream last week when I did the Life and Death of Bioware autopsy stream, and it gives me and it allows me to have a little bit more hope in terms of some things were said. I'm gonna beg Dre to let me increase the thread I'm holding on to the dental floss I'm holding on to a thread. I'm gonna beg him when he gets here, and we'll talk a little bit of Ubisoft, was kind of tied to that. And is that everything? Make sure that's everything. I want to make sure I've listed everything we'll talk about. And of course, yeah, when Dre gets here, we have to talk about it. The new Spider-Man show, blatantly racist. It's only gonna get worse. I got to do 3 episodes of that junk next week, and of course, it is the 4th anniversary of this channel. I have been doing this for 4 years now, and I've lost a part of my soul definitely in doing this. I am lesser human being. And SSJ, it'll be a dumpster fire. It's gonna be a dumpster fire. That's what it's gonna be.
It's gonna be beautiful.
It's gonna be glorious. We are watching this. I will find a way to watch it. It's gonna happen because I'm gonna review it. We're gonna talk about it. Either way, it's gonna be discussions for weeks. No matter what happens. Anyway, so that's our show. Let's get started with one thing. This is the pain. I'm gonna start with the pain. Jen and I were just talking about this before we get to the Doctor Who stuff.
It's too much pain.
I know. A couple weeks ago, we were very hopeful that Christopher Nolan was going to make a good adaptation of the Odyssey. But we had some worries. First of all, some traditional worries, because doing a fantastical movie that is not grounded, not based in reality, not open to certain perceptions or effing with your mind is not exactly Nolan's forte. It's not his normal stomping grounds. So we said, okay, it's something new for him, but he's Nolan. He's a good director. He knows how to maximize his cast. Let's give him a chance. And we questioned some of the casting, the initial casting announcements, how it would work, worrying that who's Tom Holland going to be, who's Zendaya going to be. But it's like, okay, if there are minimal roles that could be in there that are not too damaging.
If they're cameos, it's going to be okay. That was kind of our mentality.
But then just a couple days ago on Friday, news broke. First, everybody thought it was rumor, but no, it's real. It's real. Nolan's cast for Odyssey grows. Oop, wrong one. Wrong button. There we go. Okay, there we go. Himesh Patel, along with Ellen Page, who's currently playing Elliot Page in the in life's role.
Ellen has said that she will refuse to take any female roles going forward. That's why she had Umbrella Academy reshaped to her identity and partially ruined the show. The show was already on the rocks before that happened. You can't blame the failure of that show specifically on Ellen, but there's no way that she's going to be playing a female role in this movie, which means Christopher Nolan is willingly casting her as a man.
Yeah. Yeah. So
this is a problem.
This is a very big problem. This is a very big problem. And this is perhaps the biggest red flag that Nolan is not taking this seriously enough.
Yeah, definitely not seriously enough. I mean, if Elliot Page was playing like a Charybdis,
that's a giant monster.
Yeah. There are castings that might be all right. Maybe Polyphemus. You know, some of the monster casting would be okay, but any of the human casting, we've got a problem.
Yep. I mean, imagine if they cast Ellen Page as Telemachus.
Yeah. I would lose my mind if she's supposed to be like Matt Damon's daughter.
Or a suitor.
Let's suitor. That would be great. I still think Anne Hathaway is going to play Penelope, but can you imagine Ellen Page flirting with Penelope?
I know. It's just, this is
Tom Holland and Matt Damon ganking her.
I don't think they would allow to be a suitor because I don't think they'd let that happen.
Yeah, that it would be hilarious though.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
they're gonna cast is there like a flashback to Achilles or something?
Oh, I think it'll be well, no. Why would Achilles' boy toy be? I don't think. No, Odysseus didn't see Achilles' boy toy when he was going through Hades. No, just saw the heroes, not the nothing.
Yeah, anyway, it could be one of the ghosts. It could be a flashback to the Iliad.
Either way, so let's just read this a little bit. Ellen Page, I refuse to play this game because guess what? President Trump said there are only two genders.
Yeah, it's recognized by the United States now. So
biological male, biological female. So I can say Ellen Page. I don't have to play this game. I never played it anyway. Let's be honest. Ellen Page, Himesh Patel, Bill Irwin, Samantha Morton round out the supporting cast of the Odyssey. Okay, so I think that confirms Ellen will not be one of the
at least
players.
Telemachus. Yeah, Telemachus and Odysseus, I would say, are the main cast.
Yeah,
and maybe Penelope. Those three are the main cast, I'd say. So at least she's not playing Telemachus. That's the one I was worried about.
Yeah. Paige is a Nolan veteran, having memorable role in architecture. Okay, just one movie, like you said, one movie.
Yeah, she was in one movie, and she wasn't great in that movie. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies. We talked about it on Saturday Night Drive-In.
Yeah.
And watch last night's Saturday Night Drive-In where the chat gangs up on me.
It's a part of the show now.
It's funny. No, it was great. But yeah, that's one movie, and she's never come back. You can tell which actors Nolan likes. Like even Guy Pearce has come out recently and said he thought he did a terrible job of Memento, and he thinks that's the evidence for that, he says, is Nolan never had him back. Nolan, if he thinks you did a good job, he's going to have you back a lot. Look no farther than Cillian Murphy. He's been in every Nolan movie, it feels like, and a few others as well. And what's disappointing about that is Kenneth Branagh was in Dunkirk. He knew Nolan. Nolan could have cast him as Odysseus. That would have been perfect casting. But yeah, the fact that Ellen Page has never been back up to this point, kind of reflective of the opinion. I don't know what role Ellen Page playing now. I don't know if it's being forced on him. I doubt Universal doesn't play the woke games as much as the other studios. So
well, I wonder why.
That's the question.
Because Nolan's not exactly political. He doesn't share his opinion on anything. And the rumors are true, doesn't even have a smartphone. I mean, the dude he just wants to make his movies. Now,
and he's ableist, right? He doesn't allow his actors chairs on set.
Well, there's plenty of other things to sit on, I'm sure.
But no, he's been called ableist because it's not inclusive to disabled actors.
Well, I haven't seen a disabled actor in one of his movies, so
hence more evidence.
Yeah, but so I mean, I just wonder what is his motivation? Now, maybe it's a purely artistic thing, and there's something Ellen Page can do in this movie that fits her current state of being. But I don't understand the choice of this, because I mean, maybe you can answer this better because you're more of a Nolan guy. Generally, he doesn't incur any sort of hot debate over situations like this. He doesn't things like this don't normally happen, do they? Where he casts
No,
somebody like this, and
I mean, the closest example that you can see of a casting disaster on these levels, and it's not even close, but the biggest casting drama he's had in his career was with Dunkirk when he cast Harry Styles in the film. Everyone's like, "What the hell are you doing? It's One Direction singer. He's not an actor. He's going to be terrible." And when people saw the movie, Harry Styles didn't say really anything at all, so it worked out fine. But yeah, that's the closest to a casting problem that I'm familiar with him having, at least, because the rest of the time he's cast Hollywood legends for the leading roles in all his other movies, like Oppenheimer. Everyone was on board with all of those castings. As far as I'm aware, he's never had anything like this where it's miscast after miscast after miscast.
Yeah, so I asked a question. I wonder what's going on here. I don't understand this. The guy knows how to play the game, and this feels like, because you got Ellen Page, you got Kash Patel, or Himesh Patel. Sorry, Himesh Patel. Kash Patel.
Racist.
Himesh Patel. Listen, I honestly can't think of a single movie I've seen him in. Honestly,
he was in Tenet, apparently.
Right here it says it. I didn't watch Tenet, so I can't. I don't know what he's been in. Honestly, I guess I could look it up in a minute. But listen, we know that Greece is, it's closer towards the Middle East in Europe. It's right next to what back then was the Ottoman Empire, But who could he possibly play?
Yeah, because the Trojans weren't Middle Eastern. A lot of people have that perception because Troy is reported to be in Turkey, and modern day Turkey is very brown, but that wasn't the case in ancient times. Troy were Greek immigrants, as far as I remember correctly. And so, yeah, he can't be a flashback to Paris or anything like that, or Hector. Those were the names being thrown. There might not be any flashbacks, and they might add Hector or something into the afterlife. So logically, it doesn't make sense for him to be a Trojan, but those are the only roles that I could see making even a little bit of.
They're not in the story, is the thing. They aren't.
Right.
In the Odyssey.
They might. I can see him adding Hector into the afterlife. That's one person that I can see making sense.
But how would that work? Because Odysseus never interacted with Hector.
Well, the Iliad, unfortunately, the reason I like the Odyssey so much better than the Iliad is it's a complete story. The Iliad just stops 4 years into the war. There's 6 years of the war that Homer didn't cover, so they might use that as an excuse.
It's this. I don't know what we're doing. All right, I don't know what he's doing, and so this thing. Patel broke out with Beatles infused feature yesterday. Oh, great, that's fantastic. So. I don't understand this. I am losing. I've lost more faith in this now. Much 100%. More faith. I mean, we're still going to watch it. We're still going to see what happens, but I'm guaranteed cringe now. The fact that Ellen Page is in this, I'm guaranteed cringe. No, it doesn't matter. And we go back to the main cast. Even the main cast, there's problems there. There are problems there. So, Christopher Nolan, I know there's a lot that people want to do in Nolan we trust, but I don't trust this.
Well, normally I'm one of those people who say in Nolan we trust. I am a big Nolan fan. I've pretty much loved every single one of his movies. Dunkirk just wasn't for me, but I recognize the talent that went into that one. But I can't put my faith behind this. He's losing my trust, which is a big deal for me because I stuck with it through Tenet. Everyone says Tenet is terrible. I see goodness in Tenet where other people don't, and I defend that movie. The plot and the characters are garbage, but the setting is really fascinating to me. And the Odyssey, my favorite book And this film could have legitimately been one of the greatest films of all time if he did his classic stuff. When it was first announced, I was over the moon. I was ecstatic. But every announcement is destroying my faith in the film and Nolan, which is not something that I thought I'd readily say. And I'm very concerned about the future of Nolan just in general now.
Well, all he had to do, and this is now going back into our wheelhouse of talk about this stuff. All he had to do was stick to the story. You just had to retell the Odyssey. You don't have to make any wild changes. You don't have to do anything crazy. There's no what to twist, anything like that. You just had to tell the story. And if you did it with his ability to make a beautiful film, his ability to get the best out of the actors and actresses he usually casts in these movies, his penchant for relying on physical practical effects, limited CGI, what it felt real, looked real, this could have been an all-timer. And now we should always say wait till it comes out, but here are the scales of fate, and right now they're weighing against him. This is not lining up to something that is feeling promising or it's going to hit the proper marks. And that's why we always say with projects that are announced on anybody from any company, perfect example, Harry Potter, we always want to say wait until you see who the casting is, because we're still honestly, I thought we were going to get those Harry Potter announcements already for the Holy Trinity. I thought we were going to get that already. I was wrong on that one. I thought we were going to get those in December. Oh boy, did I miss the mark on that one. But you wait and see who the casting is to say whether or not you have faith in this. Here's the casting. This movie is essentially done. It's cast all its major roles. I'm sure out of everybody here, we know who out of this group, somebody's going to play Menelaus, somebody's going to play Helen, somebody's going to play Calypso. We've got obviously Odysseus.
That'll be the next big announcement that really starts to cement the scales of fate. Yeah, who is who? Because that's going to make a big difference. If, like you said, Zendaya is playing Helen, that's a problem. Yeah. Or if she's playing Athena, I think that would be a disaster. Who Elliot or Ellen is going to play is going to be a big deal. Just pretty much everyone.
Ellen's going to be Poseidon.
That would be rough.
Either way, once we start feeling there, all the major people are he probably already knows who they are. He wouldn't hire these people he don't already.
Oh yeah, Nolan knows.
Yeah. So we're gonna find out when. I don't know. And is this? I don't know if Jay Fraser, is this true? Is it $250 million budget?
That's what was reported over the last set of casting announcements, I believe.
I think
another one that was like Elliot Page's announcement, where it's kind of rumor and then eventually got confirmed. We're kind of in the rumor by the same people phase. Mia Goth being added to the film as well, but she's a legitimate actress. That one I'm all right with. Are you familiar with her?
I think when it came out, I looked like I know who this is. I'm pretty sure I know who it is. I've already forgotten when I looked at it.
She starred in X and Pearl and Maxine. That was her big trilogy.
No. Okay,
but yeah, she's a very legitimate actress. I love Pearl. She did a fantastic job in that. So if that casting announcement is confirmed, at least we'll have another good actor in the film besides Anne Hathaway and Matt Damon. Is there anybody else that we think deserves to be here?
Well, I mean, here's the original announcement of the other cast. What was right here?
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson's good actor.
And John Bernthal.
John Bernthal is also a good actor. I don't really like Charlize Theron. I'm not really a fan of her.
I think she'll do, if she's Cersei, I think that'll be okay. She kind of has that alien look to her already, and Cersei's not quite human.
Yeah.
I think Cersei could work. But a lot of people don't know this, but there's actually a third book in the trilogy that's been lost to time that's about Telemachus, and it features the death of Odysseus, and it's all about Cersei having gotten pregnant over the course of the Odyssey when Odysseus met him. And I wonder if we could see that someday from what we know about it.
I never knew that.
Yeah, it was lost 1,000 years ago or more, but there are remnants of it being referenced and whatnot, and it's named after Telmancus. I think it's called the Telemonkey, something like that. But
well, Odysseus did F Circe a lot while he
Mhm.
was on that island. Penelope's got to remain chaste, but Odysseus, he can have all the fun in the world. So here we go. The Odyssey. We've got problems. We'll keep talking about it as we get more news. This movie's at least a year away minimum. We're not seeing this at least till 2026.
That's the reported release year. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll probably do another summer drop. It'll probably be June, July. He seems to
Well,
like
they
to do
started
that.
filming this month, reportedly.
Really?
So
Okay.
that's what I heard was February. February, May are the months that I've heard thrown around. So pretty
Okay.
soon.
Okay. Either way, we'll keep on this one because we are interested in this as cinema buffs, as movie reviewers, analysts, and as fans of Greek mythology. We want to see how this plays out, and we want it to be good. But I'm afraid, I'm not going to say it's not going to be good, but the word epic has now been removed. In terms of it is an epic story, but this being an epic movie, one of the best of all time, I have now removed that word from possibility. You can't have a cast like this and consider it to be epic. Jay Frazier's right. We forgot. They also put in John freaking Leguizamo. Thank you, Jay Frazier. I forgot about that one because he wasn't on the list there. John Leguizamo, a broken individual. Once upon a time, a funny dude. Hilarious.
He's going to be Poseidon.
Dude. You're Latino Poseidon. Sure. Listen. Back in the day, go ahead.
No, go.
I was saying, back in the day, like 90s, when Leguizamo first appeared, I thought he was hilarious. He had a great stand-up. It was a one-man show. It was funny. He was great in some movies. Very silly, very dumb, very likable. And then, as he got older, he got left wing broken. And we know where he is now. He's got TDS seeping out of every pore of his body. So
the Luigi comments were just wild a couple of years ago.
Yeah. It's like, dude, your movie was crap. Okay, just accept it. It was terrible. I hated it then. I hate it now.
I've luckily never seen it. I've seen clips of it and know how disastrous it was.
It was not good. I mean, Bob Hoskins must have just needed a freaking paycheck when he took that one, man. Because Bob Hoskins is a good actor. And
his Don Quixote movie with what's his bucket? I can't remember his name, but he's fantastic though. His Don Quixote movie's great.
Bob Hoskins was great. And to make that movie, the crime of the first of the Super Mario live action movie is that it's not even remotely connected to the game. There's really nothing that says, except for where they're wearing their sort of iconic outfits at the end. There's nothing in it. Nothing at all. And it's just an abomination. It's an abomination. It's not even worth roasting. It's not even fun to roast. It's terrible. Anyway. All right. So there's that. Nolan, we don't know what you're doing. We'll find out eventually. Let's jump to this one now. So we could do this one without Dre because Dre does not care. Doctor Who. We got Doctor Who news this week. And we are, every single day is one step closer to Shooty Season 2, where myself, Jed, and Dermy will return for more Doctor Who Cares reviews. And we have fun with that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, we're going to have a problem during that because we're going to be looking for one particular new writer's episode. And when his show appears, we're going to have to worry about Derby during that one. He has said he is going to give no Fs about it because he has really been out of shape over this person. And I said, dude, we're simulcasting it. Gotta be good. He's like,
is he gonna jerk off on camera?
No, but gamer words might be said.
Yeah, if that's the case, we might need to uninvite him.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep trying to tell him, control yourself. control yourself for that one, because we don't know when that person's episode is going to be. So, but first, we got the first week started with this, and this was not enough. This was enough for maybe a 2 or 3 minute conversation between you and I.
Mhm.
But now it's a whole segment, because first we got this. Jed, walk us through this one.
Glorious. So, for those who don't remember, thankfully, the Chris Chibnall era in season 2, I believe it was, of Chris Chibnall's era, was the introduction of the fugitive doctor played by Joe Martin here, the black chick. And it was done very weirdly, and it was eventually revealed that she's a pre-Hartnell doctor before William Hartnell, who up until that point was the first doctor and still is to everyone who actually likes Doctor Who. But she was pre-Hartnell, and it implied that there were dozens, if not hundreds, of pre-Hartnell doctors. And for some reason, she still had a police box TARDIS, which doesn't make sense because he got the police box TARDIS right before the events of Classic Who's beginning. It's because he lands in England with a broken TARDIS to take Susan to school because she's interested in human schools because she's a teenager. And now that doesn't make any sense with the reveal that Joe Martin's doctor had a TARDIS. But in a recent interview, I believe it was, Joe Martin's revealed that she was told by Chris Chibnall or the people behind that season back in the day that she was the first doctor now. Not William Hartnell, not just some random pre-Hartnell doctor. She was the first doctor. So she's the one who grew up with the Master, apparently, as kids. She's the one who joined the spy cult that they revealed in that season as well. She's the timeless child who survived the experiment. I don't know how that even works, too. How is she the first doctor? Because the timeless child revealed that she was experimented on a tons of times and forced to regenerate by Tecteun. So she's the first doctor who broke free of those experiments.
And that doesn't make any sense, because in real Doctor Who, I know it's controversial stuff, but the latter half of the Clara stuff where she's under the bed and she grabs the doctor.
It's a white boy.
It's a white boy. And correct me, all references to the Master, they were referenced as boys together. I mean, this is so disrespectful. Now, of course, we're not surprised. Of course, they're going to disrespect the lore. Of course, they're going to tear it apart because Doctor Who's too white.
And of course, it's not going to make sense with their own rules with the Timeless Children. It doesn't need to make sense. That's the thing with Chris Chibnall era and Russell T Davies' second era. None of it needs to make sense. The message is absolutely the top priority, and everything, plot, characters, writing, everything is a secondary thing, as we'll talk about with the writer in a minute here. But yeah, this doesn't make sense with their own rules, let alone the real Doctor rules.
And this is why we say R.I.P. Doctor Who. It's very hard to come back from all of this, from butchering the lore to this extent, from actively saying this person who appeared for 2 seconds in an episode is the first Doctor, is told she was the first Doctor. And like, once upon a time, Doctor Who was already for everyone. It was made in the 60s for kids and families, giving them something to enjoy and sit down together, and it blossomed into something that everybody of all ages could enjoy, because it told stories of morality. It told stories of high adventure sometimes. It told stories of mystery. And it didn't really, as Star Trek does, it doesn't take a side. The Doctor exists to show you what's going on, but not lecture you. You know what I mean by that? Yes, he'll lecture other characters, but he's not lecturing the audience. The original real Doctors don't lecture the audience. They just try and tell you what's right and wrong. They fight evil. They try to stuff. It's supposed to be fun. Cramming in some black chick to be the first Doctor, like you said, it was all done for agenda. Every single thing in the Chibnall era, and reaffirmed by the return of Russell T Davies, was all done for agenda. We got out of the Chibnall era and we went right into the new RTD one. And as soon as he cast Ncuti Gatwa, we all went, oh, okay, we know what we're doing here. And for half a second, we thought, well, maybe they're not going to make it gay. And then in 2 seconds on the red carpet at the BAFTAs, oh, it got gay. It got gay real fast.
Got gay very quick.
I remember I was watching Gary Neurotic break that while he was watching it live. I watched a piece of a man's soul die during that when he was watching RTD and Ncuti give those interviews. I watched a part of a man's soul die that day. Me, I just went, see, I had already given up. I knew that I had held no faith whatsoever that RTD was going to come back and make things great again. I mean, I remember I was still sitting on my setup in my room. Everything was still over there where I wasn't a YouTuber yet. I was just sitting watching shit. And after noping out partway through, more than halfway through Jody's first season, I knew there was no going back. I knew it. This proves it was always intended to damage and destroy and take it away from the real fans. And RTD never wanted to fix it. And RTD has no plans of fixing it because there's the second half of the news this week, which frankly, this is annoying and dumb because it's a middle finger. And we can say you're wrong because we have evidence to prove it. But now what we got this week with the reveal, because remember, season 2 of Ncuti, it's done. It's over. It's been shot. It's finished.
And no reports on season 3 except Ncuti Gatwa and then Ncuti Gatwa being immediately silenced.
Yeah, because Disney they're not going to fund a season 3.
Oh, I don't know if you saw, but the stands for Doctor who love this new era saw that Russell T Davies, I think it was, tagged Disney Doctor Who on a recent post, and they're like, "Oh my God, this is proof! This is proof, everyone, that there's going to be a season 3. That Disney doesn't hate Doctor Who, that it's happy with the direction of the show." Like, he still has to talk to them for season 2. There's still a contract for season 2. He can't burn that bridge yet, so that's not
he'll burn
evidence.
He'll burn it. He's a burner and a flamer. What we got here. Blame on. What we got here, though, is this reveal now of who some of the writers are, aside from RTD and probably Moffat, too. They probably still got him writing shit for this season. This is bad, Jed. You've seen this list. You know who
I have.
Okay, so here we go. The announcement. Juno Dawson, Unua Ellams, Sharma Angel Wallfall, and Pete McTeague, who I believe has written already for Doctor Who. So we're gonna remove him, but he's written fail for Doctor Who, so he's already a known failure factor. But let's start with the least stuff. I tried to look up Sharma Angel Wallfall. Nothing. She has no resume of writing. I Googled her. She won an award for something on a Facebook. This chick has zero experience. No genre writing, no writing experience whatsoever for television. And Doctor Who should be a premier achievement if it was healthy.
Yeah, it's for a longest time, it was the BBC's best product, their biggest moneymaker. And so you were the cream of the crop if you got to write with Doctor Who.
Yeah, so you have fought your way through the trenches of writing. You've got credits, you've had success, and you've earned a shot to write a Doctor Who episode. That's a big deal. Well, apparently you're just going to pick any old diverse person up off the street and say, guess what? You get to write for Doctor Who. So all I can say about her is that she's diverse because, as I said, she has nothing to her name. Nothing.
Does anything come up if you just Google her?
A Facebook page reference that she won an award. You could look it up while I'm doing this, see what you can find. I did it briefly. It was a quick one. Everybody else comes up with stuff, as we're going to see. Okay,
we can't skip Pete, though.
Okay, go ahead.
I know you said he's written Doctor Who before, which is true, but he's written 2 episodes for Chris Chibnall, including Kablam. Did you get that far in
Isn't that the one where they suck their thumbs?
Yes, I believe that is the one where they suck their thumbs, and it's the Amazon is Evil episode.
Okay.
That's the Amazon is Evil. And the other one was for Chris Chibnall's third season that nobody watched. So, yeah, he wrote 2 Chibnall episodes.
Garbage. Complete garbage.
Absolute garbage. That's his writing experience here.
Yeah, so he's a fail. So we've got somebody who's already a failure, somebody who literally has nothing to her name. Then there's this guy, Anua Ellams. All right, what's he done? He's got 4 writing credits, Jed. 4.
Whoa.
The Break, the National Theater at Home Barbershop Chronicles, National Theater Home Three Sisters, and We Are Lady Parts. What episode in 2021? I don't know what that is. These are his credits. But Jed, he's got a web page.
Uh-oh.
He's got a web page. This is Anua Ellams. Let's read this. Let me zoom in for everybody a little bit here. You guys can see it better. Born Nigeria. Oh, well, RTD likes to go to Nigeria for his writers, doesn't he? Born in Nigeria in 1984, Anua Ellams is a writer and curator. He is a cross-disciplinary artist, an internationally touring performer. Done what? He's a poet, Jed. He's a poet.
It's going to be so gay.
Playwright, screenwriter, graphic artist, and designer. His published books of poetry include Candy-Coated Unicorns.
What?
And Converse All-Stars. Look this one up. I didn't have time. Look this one up. Candy-Coated Unicorns and Converse All-Stars. I need to know what's in this. I need to know what is in this book of poetry. 13 Fairy Negro Tales. Where is Dre? We need Diversity Shield. Where is Dre? He's not here yet. I didn't know we need our Diversity Shield right now. The Wire-Headed Heathen, #After Hours, and The Actual. His first play, The 14th Tale, was awarded a Fringe First in Edinburgh International Theatre Festival. His plays include Barbershop Chronicles, Three Sister, and Half God of Rainfall. He is currently touring Search Party, An Evening with an Immigrant, and working on several commissions across the stage screen. Well, if you're an even an immigrant in England, I'd be afraid.
You might be a little afraid. So, I assume that there was a comma in there when you were reading that. The Candy-Coated Unicorns and Converse All-Stars. It is one project.
It is one book. Yes, it's one book.
It's a flap pamphlet. It's a pamphlet. And he published this in 2011. Okay. It's a document of transformations, the possibilities that walk the fine line between the real and the surreal, the mundane and the extraordinary. Contemporary culture clashes with mythology as Bruce Lee angles for space alongside Prometheus on pages where twin towers burn and yellow hues bleed into London sunsets.
What am I hearing?
Yet it is also a text of conversations, the commerce of possibilities, the transformations that memories can inflict on the present, the clear light that today can cast on yesterdays. And through it all, there is music, both references to music and musicians and a music of language that Anu Iliams seems to explore, testing, riffing on. That is the description on Amazon for this pamphlet.
And this guy's writing Doctor Who.
I don't even know what half of that was trying to say.
I listen. All I got to say is we've now. Okay, so let's go back.
It's 44 pages long, by the way.
We've got
it's nothing.
We've got the garbage. We've got the no credits, and now.
I googled her. Nothing comes up besides her personal Instagram account and news about her being cast in Doctor Who.
I told you,
or getting a job with Doctor Who.
So you've got the trash that we know. You've got someone who has 0 credits, 0 experience. And now we've got the clown. This guy's a clown. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's some black activism in there somewhere. I wouldn't be
There's
surprised.
There's got to be.
Poetry page, stage curation. I mean, this is his actual page talking about his stuff, what he does. Point is, this guy he's a joke. This guy's a joke. Okay. But He's not the
I
worst.
kind of want to read his book now just to see how bad it is. His 44-page pamphlet.
You could, read it in a minute. God, I could do 44 pages in less than half an hour.
And do an audiobook, read it aloud to the chat.
I think they hate you for that.
I might not be able to. There might be too many Dre words.
Oh, hey now. So we've got, as I said, we got the garbage, the nobody, and we've got the clown. This guy's a clown. He's a clown. We've just looked at what he does. But he's not the worst of it. You would think that would be the worst of it. No. We now go to Juno Dawson. In case it's not clear, that's a dude.
It's kind of hard to see, but yes, that is a dude.
We got a tranny here.
And this person does have writing experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unlike some of the others on here. I don't believe any television, but yeah.
This is their book, and I've carefully moved it so I don't dox myself because it's my Amazon page. I can see my stuff. But this book is gay. Published in June 2nd, 2015. If you want to watch me really react to some of this stuff, go watch Ballbuster's segment on this. Dermy was reading actual pages. Dermy did the deep dive. We're going to just stick to this because some of the filth that this person has in this book, this person is a groomer, a sick and twisted groomer. This book is supposed to, well, let's read it right here. The best-selling young adult nonfiction book on sexuality and gender. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, straight, curious. This book is for everyone, regardless of gender or sexual preference. This book is for anyone who's ever dared to wonder. This book is for you. There's a long-running joke. There's a long-running joke that after coming out, a lesbian, gay, blah, 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 blah person should receive a membership card and instruction manual. This is that instruction manual. Inside, you'll find answers to all.
It is an instruction manual. I know we don't want to get into the details, but this is a book that is okay for kids, and apparently, and it talks in graphic detail about sexual acts.
Yeah, right here. And you'll answers to this stuff: stereotypes, fact, fiction, coming out as LGBT, where to meet people like you. This book instructs children, minors. How
Just
to
go to
use
the theater like they used to.
It instructs them how to use sexual dating apps, how to get in touch with older men and women, grooming, the ins and outs of gay sex. Jed, there's very descriptive things on this book. Dermy showed it. Let's just say the word scat is mentioned. This is terrible. This book is for anyone with pressures, parents of gay kids and other LGBT youth. So this is the calling card of Juno Dawson.
Oh, that's not even the whole story. Have you seen her other books? Its other books?
Yeah, I saw them on the list there. I didn't go into them though.
So yeah, there's satanic books. There are What's the Tea? Basically the same type of thing, a guide to being trans and non-binary.
Okay.
There is a Doctor Who book, Doctor Who, The Good Doctor, about Jodie Whittaker's doctor. And there is a children's picture book targeted at like toddlers about, it's called You Need to Chill. It's how to accept your trans friend. It's for ages 4 through 8.
Yeah, because 4 through 8, I'm really curious about my trans friends, which, didn't exist. I had boyfriends, and I had friends who were girls. And everybody was boys and girls. There was no confusion. Definitely was confusion when the girls started saying, hey, let's all compare what we got, and show me also yours. That, little kids do. That happened back in the day. It's always like, oh, everybody's curious. Let's see. There is something wrong that Russell T. Davies is hiring this person. Now, there's also some video out there of this Juno Dawson tranny. Oh, there's our boy. Uh-oh. Look what he's got back there. All right, keep eating. We're finishing up the Doctor Who stuff. You can finish eating.
Shock shocking lack of Funko Pops that I'm
Yeah,
seeing.
where's the Funko Pop shrine?
I can't see it.
He's still working on it.
We're still building it out.
Let's read him there. He's still working on it.
We're still building
I do see
it.
I do see a couple.
Yeah, I'm still building out in the new place. I'm still building it. I still got more shelves to put up.
All right, you look good. All right, finish eating. We're going to finish up the Doctor Who stuff, and then we got the good stuff. We got the other stuff that you will be very into. All right.
I don't know if you've seen, but Juno's been fighting with people on social media, calling them transphobes for
I wouldn't be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if Dermy's trying to get in on that right now.
So, Dre, just to catch you up on this, Doctor Who has hired a new writer for season 2, and this writer is trans, a man pretending to be a woman, and the only writing experience this person really has is this book called This Is Gay. This is the prominent one. Done a ton of other ones about being gay and shit, but this is a book for young adults and children, and it has graphic depictions of how to use gay dating apps, how to find older people who are gay, and it teaches you how to do gay sex. It actually, she calls it the how-to manual for being gay.
It's groomer shit, Dre. It's groomer.
That's
shit.
unacceptable.
Yeah, and this is the person writing Doctor Who.
Here's my thing. Could someone write a heterosexual version of that and not have outrage? The answer is no. If they wrote a book for kids about how to blow out a girl's back, it's not happening. So when I see nonsense like that from the alphabet folks, it's nonsense. It's like, oh, this is for tolerance. No, this is grooming. You don't expose children to anything that's sexual. That's wrong. I don't care what you're doing to what holes. You don't expose children to that foolishness. That's ridiculous.
But this is sick. It's twisted. And this is Doctor Who. This is current day Doctor Who.
Of course it is. So which one is the dude?
This is the dude. This is the tranny right here. This is the tranny.
That's right. I kind of figured, but I just want to make sure.
All right. So, top left, dude pretending to be a woman. Bottom left, wrote one episode of Doctor Who about how Amazon was the devil. That is an actual episode he wrote. Bottom right, she's never written anything in human history. And when you Google her name, the only thing that comes up is her Instagram page and announcements that she's a new writer.
This is her IMDb page. Nothing. It's nothing. She's done nothing. And then you got the clown.
I mean, did she come from a different medium? Like maybe she was from books or comics?
No, well, we checked that too because the Juno, the trainee, is from books. So we did check.
Yeah.
But the dude in the top right has a 44-page pamphlet called Candy Coated Unicorns and Converse All Stars. And it seems like a drug-induced fantasy. And it makes no sense. We read the description, and I think we all lost brain cells. We can't even describe what it's about.
Now that you're here, we have Diversity Shield. He also wrote something called 13 Fairy Negro Tales.
I don't know what a fairy Negro is.
It's a gay black man.
Is that a euphemism for gay
I don't
black
know.
sex?
I don't know. But these are the writers for Ncuti Gatwa season 2 Doctor Who. This thing's going to be the biggest trash fire possible.
Oh, they'll be back gayer than ever. Season 2.
And this is why
And
Doctor Who is
all
dead.
5 people that are going to watch it.
And 3 of them are me, Jed, and Dermy.
Yeah, I know, right?
Dermy's gonna get way too excited on those streams.
Oh, he's gonna be a spitfire. Guys, I guarantee right now he's one of the people on X. Go look. I guarantee he's trying to get in fight with her because he wants it. He has passionate hate for Juno Dawson right now. Go watch Ballbusters on Friday. He has passionate hate for this.
That's not hate. Come on, it's like a kid on a playground who pulls the hair of the girl he likes. This is Dre courting.
Called her
Juno.
a tranny demon. Sorry.
Called him that's what demon. Dermy's into.
This is all fucked up. So Doctor Who is done, and we will be there to cover its demise, because once Ncuti does his final Christmas episode, it's over. It's done. It's not coming back. Anyway, Dre, I'm so glad you're here. How you doing?
I'm good. I've as you can imagine, moving has been one of the worst experiences of my life.
Moving is horrible. I know that.
This is my first time not living in the DMV, and it's weird. So
it's quiet, isn't it?
It is very quiet.
You're not used to it, are you?
I'm literally the loudest person on my entire block. And people are looking at me like, oh my God, the Negroes have come. And I'm like, yep, we're here. But so this is going to be my new room, my new office, my new everything. I'm slowly building it out. My wife is ordering a whole bunch of crap and that I have to put together and build. My back is killing me.
Oh man.
God.
Oh man.
Oh my God. It's upon me. It's upon me.
It's all worth it though. It's all worth it.
She just ordered like a new table or something, and this joint is literally out front of my door right now. And that box is like 200 pounds. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I walked up, I said, what am I supposed to do with this? I'm like, lady, I'm not a young man no more. You can't be
Go to Home Depot, hire the Mexicans.
That's what I'm about to say. And Home Depot is right now 198, 5 minutes away. I'll find me. Well, no, but see, Adam, they're not Mexicans there.
Oh,
they're Haitians.
Oh,
yeah.
Careful, they might be hungry.
You don't have any dogs, do you?
Oh no, thank God. And that's the thing. Like, this is a weird experience for me. I've never lived outside the DMV, so I'm just like, I'm getting to know a new area. I'm getting to know how the functions. There's not sidewalks everywhere. You have to drive. It's weird, but it's nice. It's a nice neighborhood. It's quiet. The house is decent. Nice house. So I can't complain. But it's just been a lot of work of getting this place together. I had to redo and remodel a bunch of the rooms.
But it's
finished.
It's all worth it, and we're glad you're here because I got to ask you: did you have time in your busy week to watch Spider-Man?
I, under no circumstance, am going to lay my eyes on that rudimentary film.
It's bad.
I heard that Dr. Connors is a black lady, or
well, not listen. In the first episode, now instead of Flash Thompson, they brought in Lonnie Lincoln, who is Tombstone.
Oh, jeez.
So he's the black quarterback in the high school, and he makes friends with Peter, and they start a bromance. It's kind of his Harry Osborn, I think, right now. Even though he saved Harry.
Tombstone usually is black.
But not in high school with Peter Parker.
Not gay.
Oh no, he's not. No. Tombstone's very straight because he picked up. Oh, because he picked up.
I might be thinking someone else I saw.
Listen, I'll show in a second, but there's a girl that Peter likes. She's apparently relatively new to Marvel called Pearl, and she's ethically ambiguous and is 6 inches taller than Peter, and very manly, very manly. But
so
Dre,
Peter's about to bang a tranny. Is that?
No, he wants to. He wants to. But here's the thing, Dre. So we'll get to know little. I'm going to just call him Baby Tombstone. We get a little more about Baby Tombstone. That he's not a bad dude. He's nice, but on his way home, first he rode the train, and the old white lady didn't want her little ginger kid to sit next to him.
Of course. And
then when he exits the subway, this happened. This happened, and it's glorious, Dre. It's glorious because I know you haven't seen this. The people at the MCU Disney, they're teaching you don't be walking while black. Here it comes. Don't be walking while black.
Are we still on this? Is this still happening? Is this a thing that I really want to know? Are black folks really still experiencing this? Like, I remember back in the day, sure. In 2025, are white cops really driving in the ghetto, watching black people walk down the street and giving them side eyes? I think this trope, this idea of we're being hunted, I think we need to really let that go as a people. As a people, we really need to let this go. Now, that doesn't mean that there ain't bad cops out there. Rest assured, I've had my run-ins with the law in my youth. But 2025. That dude ain't even white. That's a Mexican. That's a Mexican cop. A Mexican cop is looking at the black guy like, oh, don't walk down the street. Like, come on, man.
He's literally
we're past
walking
this
home.
already.
It's his neighborhood. He's on the block. He's gonna go home, and he's got a nice family. Drake, he's got a dad in the house. The dad is there, and he's got a nice mom. He's got a little brother. They're a happy family.
And yet the Mexican cop is chasing him down.
And he's walking on, and so that means this dude who comes from a happy family, he's gonna become Tombstone.
Why?
One of the most ruthless hitmen that worked on the Kingpin, had his own crew at one point, depending on when you go into it. Tombstone, who mutates and feels no pain.
Yeah, Tombstone is great character.
Yeah, Tombstone's a great low-level Spider-Man rogue.
Yeah,
I mean,
like street-level villain. He's up there. I like that.
Yeah, but this dude. So one of the problems is that they're having the whole, hey, let's have Peter be friends with all his future rogues.
All went to the same high school.
He saved Harry Osborn, who was crying like a girl with his Afro man bun early on in the episode. We meet Norman Osborn, who's also black and race swapped, and essentially Tony Stark in this one. Let me bring this down. I'll show you what this Pearl looks like, because you'll understand what I'm saying. That this ain't no normal looking girl. See, I kept this stuff.
My favorite part of all this, though, is as soon as we saw the trailers, as soon as we saw images, we knew this was going to be disaster and just terrible. But the Peter Parker actor coming out and said his biggest fear that it would be woke and stupid.
It's massively woke.
Yeah, I don't know how he feels about it, if he thinks it actually is, because the way he framed his comments made it seem like, oh yeah, he found out that it wasn't, so he did it, and he's happy with it.
Is he special needs?
He might be. But it is funny that that's the one thing he said about the show going into it that's been quoted a lot. And it's the one thing that's true.
All right, so here's Pearl with her angry friend next to her, because she's 3 years older than Peter and used to babysit him. So he has a crush on his babysitter.
Whoa. And they're on the same school? Was she a senior? He's a freshman?
He's a senior, yes. Freshman year. This is Pearl.
That's a dude.
That is an Asian man.
Big dude.
Ethically ambiguous Pearl.
Yeah. That's a Taiwanese dude. All right. They call them the lady boys. That's a lady boy.
So I mean, look, let me see if we get another shot. She's like 6 inches taller than look at that. Look at them shoulders, man.
Big bro. And look, I'm into muscle mommies. Okay, I've got no shame. But this is not attractive. That's a dude.
No.
And like, what the heck am I even looking at? What are these designs?
Oh, the animation is garbage.
All three of these women
that looks
awful.
like what they're supposed to look like. I mean, I
gay.
just very loosely. Peter, I guess.
Nico's gay, very gay. She has the hot spot too.
Nico was, I think, has always been gay.
That's why they chose her, because she's gay.
But here's my thing: why does she look like that? Why does she look like trash? And why does the Amazon princess look like some ugly brick dude? And the Mexican, whatever her deal is, God bless her. But why does no one have physiques that fit their type? I don't understand.
Mm-hmm. And Peter, he is Spider-Man at this point. This is 6 months after the prologue, which was actually interesting because it showcased Doctor Strange fighting some symbiote from another dimension, another
with
multiverse.
an afro.
It's fur. It's some symbiote monster. That was actually a good fight, and here's the thing: I was more interested in what was going on with Doctor Strange than the rest of the story. But so he's already Spider-Man, but he's still wearing the freaking glasses.
Wait. What was that supposed to be a symbiote of? This is a random symbiote?
It's from a multiverse thing.
Oh, stop.
This Doctor Strange isn't even from this thing. He's from a different reality, and he crossed through a portal.
He looks like a Spaniard.
Yeah,
he does. Benedict Cumberbatch still did the voice, though.
Did he?
Yeah, and the spider came through the portal and bites Peter. So that's
how it happens?
That's how he gets his powers?
Yeah. Let me see if it happens right here. Hold on a second.
Throw up.
Yeah, here, there it is. There it is.
Just casually.
I'm done.
What's it hanging off of?
I'm done. I'm done.
What is it hanging off of? Where is it coming from? And it lived. After it bites him, as we saw in the clip last week, it lived and it crawls onto somebody else's backpack. And you know goddamn well it's going to find its way to Miles freaking Morales. You know it. You know it.
I'm so confused.
And then I want to... Okay, good going. I want to show...
So, Doctor Strange opens up a portal and fights something, leaves the portal open. A spider happens to be falling downward and goes into the
it's
portal.
On a thread. It's on a thread, and it's coming through the portal. That's some long-ass thread coming through.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, so, like, hypothetically speaking, the spider was on a ceiling of some sort.
Somewhere.
And then dropped down into a portal, which had to be flat. Then just kept going?
When the portal closes, it cuts the thread and it falls into this reality.
Oh, God.
After Strange drags the monster through. So then we got, I show you got Man-Hands May. She got
That's
man
not
hands.
May?
She got man hands.
Oh, Jesus
Look at that chin.
Christ.
Look
What
at
are we
that chin.
doing?
That's a dude too.
That's a
that's
dude.
That's Man-Hands May.
That looks more like Willem Dafoe than the Norman Osborn in this show.
What are we doing?
Then you've got, you mentioned it, then we've got Carla Connors. I forgive me in my review. I said Catherine. No, we got Carla Connors. Look at her hand.
This is out of control.
Look at that hand.
Control. Yo, who's the artist? We really need to have a serious discussion. Who are these criminals?
You know, it might say at the beginning of this. Hold on a second. Okay. No, just writer. Maybe in the credits later on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to wiki that because this art is atrocious, bro.
Yeah,
that art is atrocious.
I guess here come the credits. Let's see. I'm curious now too. Oh, and of course, there's hip hop inserts all the time.
Of course.
Hip hop inserts all the time.
What's the name of the show? Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man?
Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Your Friendly Neighborhood.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because that makes it all the difference.
Cast. Don't care about the cast. All I care about is art director, Sylvia Liu. Lead character designer, Leonardo Romero. Character designers, Jonil Emmanuel, Dan Holland, Mauricio Leone, and Ethan Young.
All those people need to be fired.
Fire them all.
Yeah.
Start from the start and work your way down. Fire all of them.
Just
fire
everyone on screen director right now.
And also,
fire your director.
Let me go here now. Here's a good shot of it. Let me see where he's coming in. I want to show you this because there's a good shot of his design. These stupid little hoses for his essentially air pressure web shooters that he's got, because they can't use a real outfit because of the rights with Sony. That's my guess.
For legal purposes.
Yeah, for legal purposes. That's why they can't do anything for that. So let me get. But I've been complaining about the suit, and what happens is as he jumps through the window here. Let me show you. No, that's not it. Okay, as he goes through the
Firefly?
window. No, that's just some dude.
Just some random dude.
Yeah, some rando. Now watch this. I'm just pausing it for no audio, but now the hose. I'm complaining about the hoses. This is Spider-Man, an acrobatic hero.
Yeah.
There ain't no way those things are getting caught on you. So I complained about that in the first episode. Watch this.
Oh.
They know it's a problem. And that can't be the first time it happened.
Oh, God.
And that would happen constantly. There's no way that's practical.
Not to mention, that's broken glass. It would slice right through it.
I'm done, bro. So the designers knew it was a flaw when they had the idea of doing it. Yeah. And then to try to be meta, they actually have them get caught on it.
Mm-hmm.
It gets worse. It gets worse because before the season is over, because there's 3 seasons. Three seasons. Well, they probably, as with everything, they probably
they ordered it
25 episodes, and they probably chopped it all up. They probably purchased 30 episodes and chopped them each up into 10 episodes. So there is no actual second, third season they've they're getting. It already happened. It's done. But Dre, you know this. The reality of it. So in the trailer, we saw it. He's going from Norman Osborn, from race up Norman Osborn. He's going to get the white Future Foundation suit. But that's a Reed Richards thing.
Yeah.
But he's going to get that before it's over, and that's going to be his suit later on in this. His high-tech suit.
What's the point of this show? Do we know?
To teach you not to walk while being black. That's my guess.
That's a good lesson.
That's my guess.
Good lesson.
No, I don't know why this show exists. I don't. It's repurposed from. It was supposed to be Spider-Man freshman year for Tom Holland, but they.
That was the original idea, right? When it was animated. Yeah. Okay, I remember that.
Yeah. It's been repurposed from that to do everything that they can without using stuff that Sony owns.
And see, and this is the problem with rights in this regard. Now, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that Marvel got rights from Hulk back from Universal. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
I don't know. That's why.
I mean, they don't have to pay him necessarily. Their deal with them is no films. Like, there's not going to be a Hulk film, but they have rights to do pretty much anything else they want with him.
Yeah,
that's been the case for a little while.
Yeah.
But yeah, they can't make a Hulk film.
Yeah, they can't make a whole film, but they have all the character rights. I believe.
I think so.
Okay. To my memory, that's what I remember.
I think they needed that to do the leader in Black Falcon.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. So Sony knows good and well that Spider-Man is the only thing they got, and that's the reality. And they're holding Marvel hostage, essentially, to make another movie and make them $1 billion, because everything that they poop out with this villains verse is an absolute mitigated disaster. Marvel needs to just give them the money. Just give them the money. This is an embarrassment. This is an embarrassment. Now, look, I love different ideas of like the early suits of Spider-Man. I really like that stuff, but this is just sad. It's just sad. I don't like this at all. Why didn't they just use the Tom Holland one? Just use the Tom Holland one.
Because I think Sony owns it.
They own that one. The goggle one.
I think so, because they both worked on the movie, so I think Sony owns a part of it.
Well, it was briefly in Civil War, but it was.
That's what I'm saying. It was briefly in Civil War. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like maybe they don't own that one, and that's what I'm saying. Like you just use that design. Like the design felt like makeshift, but it also made sense.
It's not a
why the heck are there hoses connected to each other?
He's constantly adjusting the air pressure too. He's stopping.
And I know we can't see it now, but his spider symbol is fucking garbage.
I can saw a moment ago. I can pause it for a second. Yeah.
So that's
awful.
I mean, I think that's a reference to Armored Spider-Man from the 90s. I think that's a reference to Armored Spider-Man. That's all I got. I don't like it personally. Heck, I didn't even like it back then. Heck, I got that figure up there. So. Oh wait, I'm gonna go get it. I'm excited.
Yeah, you get his toys. It's cool. It's right here on the shrine.
So I get to show this off. So this is the original Armored Spider-Man from the '90s joint.
Yeah,
and
I used that skin in 2018 game.
Yeah, and so I guess it's supposed to be trying to call reference to the Armored Shield. That's the only thing I can kind of assume that it is. I get to show my toys, Adam. I'm excited.
Yes.
To show my toys.
But so this whole thing is a mess. These episodes are like 20 minutes long. They don't do anything interesting at all. There's a lot of talking. And just to go back to it, like especially in this episode right now, during this whole thing from the football game, they went to a football game, and Nico, who's his best friend, she's all upset that he's going to work for Norman Osborn, and she's busy telling him, "You have to leave your prestigious new job to come into the party, so I can't be alone."
She's a terrible friend.
She's a horrible friend. She's a horrible friend. She's busy. She's so annoying. She's selfish.
Why is she not hot?
Because she's gay.
I have a serious problem. Like all the Nico versions that's been out since whenever her inception was, she was still an attractive girl. She's still very attractive. This broad looks like me. I am not pleased. What are we doing? What are we doing?
So you have her being that, and I mean, here's the thing. Yes, are they accurately portraying Peter disappointing someone? Because that is Peter's life. He is Mr. Disappointment.
Yes.
He disappoints everybody in his life. He's never there on time. He's never there when they need him as Peter. He's there when they need him as Spider-Man, but he's never there when they need him as Peter. But it's one thing to have that be happening between, whether maybe it's him and Gwen, him and Mary Jane, maybe even Liz Allen. I can accept that too. He dated them. Except the only one that doesn't count is Felicia, because she was completely aware of who and what he was doing when they were dating.
Yep.
But there's no reason for her to be harassing him about not being at the party because he's at work. And then even at the work. So when Norman at the beginning of this episode told him to be there, he said, as soon as you arrive, have them send you to see me in my office immediately. He tries to do that. And like security dude here won't do it. He won't send him up. And then he goes down and hangs out with the kids in the lab. And first of all, Drake, can you tell who this is? Guess. It's Amadeus freaking Cho.
Get the freak out of here.
They stuck in all new, all different Hulk into this bullshit.
Oh,
he's going to be Hulk before all this shit is said and done.
Oh, God.
You know it.
Is that really a Hulk?
That's Amadeus Cho, the quick-witted, snarky Asian guy who turned into a Hulk.
I thought you were going to say he was like Mr. Negative or something like that. Another Spider-Man villain he grew up with, but
no, this is one of the worst all new, all different heroes that were out there. Amadeus Cho, he was obnoxious. He was terrible.
And he becomes Brawn, right? Is that?
I don't know. I don't remember. All I know is that he was hated. But so they've got Amadeus Cho here. So he's down here. They're all pretending, oh, Mr. Stark wanted to see you. Sure. They all make fun of it. And then at the very end, after he went and did that fight with the pyromaniac who was supposed to purge it down, they're all telling him that they're all basically saying that, God damn it, that you're in trouble when you have to go see Mr. Osborn. Because suddenly the security guard shows up and says, oh, Mr. Osborn wants to see you. They all think he's fired. He thinks he's fired. The writing is terrible here. He'd been telling everybody for an entire episode, Mr. Osborn wants to see me. And they all made fun of him for it.
That's it. He's Brawn. Okay. That's where my brain was going. I just had to confirm. Yeah. He's Brawn. Why are they doing this?
I don't know, but the writing is so bad. He spends an entire episode telling everybody, Mr. Osborn wants to see me. They all make fun of him and say, no, of course he does. Sure. Then when he wants to see him, they all think, oh, it's because he's fired for disappearing for half an hour to go be Spider-Man. This writing is dog shit. And then at the very end, Norman Osborn discovers that he was Spider-Man and blah, 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 blah. And and guess what? Oh, I forgot to mention this. When he comes in here to the lab, and let me get to it. When he comes into the lab, and this chick turns around, what is your first thought as she turns around? Now I've got it on no audio. Jed, what's your first thought about her? Because my first thought, no. My first thought was absolutely right, though. What is your first thought? You see this is MCU. What is your thought with taking a look at her without the audio? The audio gives it away because it gave away immediate. But what do you think?
Super genius, smarter than Tony Stark. I don't know. I have no idea where you're trying.
Okay. Drake, you want to take a guess?
Is this Riri Williams?
No. I thought it might be. It's almost as bad.
Oh, God.
If it was Riri Williams.
Not Mary Jane.
No. She's from Wakanda.
Turn it off.
She's from Wakanda. Now, she's not Shuri. If she said, I am Shuri, and I am from Wakanda. No, she's just some rando from Wakanda with a nose ring and thinks it's all their destiny to be in this lab together. But why is every black person from Wakanda in the MCU?
Because New York doesn't have enough black people in it, I guess.
They've never, the writers of this show and just MCU writers in general have never dared to go to Harlem, so they don't know what it's like.
I guess not. I guess not. They just stopped in Manhattan. It's like, well, sure, there's a lot of white here, and just decided to not go anywhere else. Only borough. What a waste.
So the diversity, you got Wakandan chick, you got Amadeus effing Cho, got some other ethnically ambiguous chick who's obnoxious and mean. And then you've got, Carla freaking Connors, who's going to be the lizard, who has.
Are there any good white men in this show? Because Peter's gay.
No.
Is there any?
This guy is mean. This guy right here, he's mean and evil. This professor, this guy, this scientist, he's evil. But you got Carla Connors, who, Dre, Dr. Kirk Connors was an expert in biology and chemistry and genetics.
That's correct.
Guess what her expertise is? You want to guess?
Being gay.
Energy.
It's enough. Turn this off.
Energy.
That makes sense.
Turn this off. I'm done.
So how is she going to become the lizard if she's not working in genetics
with
and
energy?
Chemistry?
Lasers make you a lizard?
I don't know.
I don't know anymore.
So bad.
Like, is she like at least torture because she's trying to figure out a way to grow her arm?
She's really nice and she's pleasant and she covers for Peter when he's late and he's not there on time. When
what's the point of introducing this character to me? If I'm not getting Dr. Connors in whatever color or penis removal, whatever, don't give me Dr. Connors. Just give me somebody else who's just a nice lady. It doesn't have to be Dr. Connors, because the whole point of Dr. Connors is that he is obsessed with trying to grow his arm back. That's what drives him to madness. That's what drives him to experiment on himself. If you're just going to give me Dr. Connors in name only and it's not going to be Dr. Connors, that's ridiculous. It's like me going to McDonald's in the 90s and they have a Ronald McDonald there and he doesn't act like Ronald McDonald. I'm going to be very confused because I came to see Ronald.
And we don't know if she has a family yet, but the tragedy of Kirk Connors, his family, what his self-experimentation, his madness does to his family, puts them in danger all the time. I mean, but no, she's just nice. She's pleasant.
Are any of the villains in the show bad people?
We have
so far. We've got Tombstone, we've got Norman, we've got Harry, we've got Connor.
Nico and other people spend a lot of time saying how sketchy Norman Osborn is. You don't get this crazy rich without doing evil things.
Oh, of course.
And so we don't know.
Capitalism's the real villain.
I don't know. So this is a nutshell right now. The show has made a lot of pathetic racist jokes already. We've got poor character development. We've got no real characters. You've got a Peter Parker who's a joke. You got the action sequences kind of suck. And all we're going to see is people, every single villain, with the exception of Norman Osborn, when he eventually becomes Green Goblin, maybe it'll be Black Goblin, I don't know.
No.
All of them are, and this is something that a lot of us who have watched this have kind of aligned on as we've talked about it. They are likely to all end up becoming their villain personas, not of their own doing or willingness. Tombstone's going to happen to poor Lonnie and his family because they're poor, I'm assuming. Something's going to happen, and he's going to become Tombstone. Something's going to happen to Carla Connor. She's not going to do the lizard, become the lizard willingly. I'm sure we're going to get somebody else introduced. They're not going to become willing, whatever. This thing is a disaster. Next week, 3-episode drop. So I'm going to have to do a Wednesday.
Get this over with.
They are. They're trying to get this thing out fast. It'll be done in another 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks. But they're getting it out fast. But they have to get it out fast because we got one more disaster coming. The next big disaster, the first real disaster of the year, and that would be Black Falcon Captain America, who is, maybe people are calling it now, the meme is Captain Anti-America, because Anthony Mackie can't keep his freaking mouth shut. Anthony Mackie has to talk.
Of course he does.
Has to go out to a little conference in Italy and say stuff like this.
For me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, America should be one of those representations. Like,
it's in the fucking name, dumbass. If it's going to represent two things, it's Captain and America. Like, if you want to break it down to its simplest terms, yes, it's half of the name. Of course it represents America.
This movie's doomed. I mean, he came out right away. The spin started where he gave his non-apology. We don't even need to read it. Where he salutes the troops and says a couple other things. It doesn't matter. For the next 2 weeks, they put out one little bit of promotional material. We will all say, every single person who's covering this will all say, but Anthony Mackie hates America. He's not proud of the country. He's not proud of Captain America. And
that's the problem. And okay, so I've seen this a dozen times by now, and a lot of people are referencing the same comments that Chris Evans
from a
said
decade ago.
Years ago. Not just decades.
Yeah.
15 years ago.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, like, yeah, it's an honor, it's a privilege. And yes, it isn't just about American values, but values that we can teach for everyone. That is the point Chris Evans was saying. That was 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a completely different planet than that was back then.
Yeah.
We weren't all hypersensitive on everything and blah, 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 blah. But the funky people that have been pulling the strings for many, many years now have conditioned folks to see everything through the race of lens race or color, creed, whatever. And now that we live in this world, Anthony Mackie went out there and said something that personally I think is retarded in general. And then the backlash came, and rightfully so. You cannot sit there and play Captain America and then say that this shouldn't represent American values. No. You can't do that. And now everybody's like, oh, it's because he's black. Like, no, it's because he's stupid.
It was dumb. This is the dumbest thing to say.
It's got nothing to do with your race. The movie is about to come out, and it's already going to bomb hard. Now you come out there and say some off-the-wall comments. Like everybody might not be a liberal, conservative, or whatever the case may be, but everybody that lives in this country, that legally, is American. And so when you go and try to represent this character, which has stood for decades and decades of standing up against tyranny and standing up for what's right and standing up for quote unquote American values, and then you go to another country and then say these type of words and then try to run it back because he realized, even in this interview, he realized what he said is ridiculous and started to stutter step.
He word saladed that whole back half with the story of kids pretending whatever's.
Yeah. He after he said it, his brain kicked in. He's like, hey, you shouldn't have said that, bro. And he just started stuttering the whole time on all the rest of the questions because his brain was still kicking him in the side. And I'm like, bro, why would you say something like that? So polarizing at this point in time. It's ridiculous.
2 weeks before the premiere.
2 weeks.
I mean, like Jay Fraser said here, this thing was already done. It's over. It's cooked.
Yeah.
We talked about it last week. There's no way this thing had $180 million budget.
Oh God, no! That might have been the initial budget, but with the reshoots alone, it's probably had that much added to it again.
$400 million.
I think 400 is conservative at this point.
Yeah. But even
this is probably the most expensive film ever made. More than likely.
Even at 400, this thing needs $1 billion to break even. And it's not going to get that. I'd have to go back. I think I said this thing maybe makes 500 million. Maybe.
I think that would be on the high end, but yeah, I think that would be the top bar that it could reach is 500.
Because there is no positive energy for this movie. The fake fan MCU stands out there. They don't move the needle. All we hear now is Anthony Mackie is anti-American. He's not Captain America. And I challenge people when I talked about this in my video the other day. Go out to the street, ask 100 people, who is Captain America? They will say either, I don't know, get away from me, nerd, or Steve Rogers. No one's going to say Sam Wilson.
Nope.
It's not. So this movie has nobody caring about it. And it's before this happened, their opening weekend box office prediction, which now starts on a Thursday, which is actually good. Means I'll find a way to see it before Friday night. Before, Jeremy wants to talk about on Ball Busters. I'll give him a little bit, but I'm going to save my real meat for my own review and for when we talk about it that weekend. But nobody, this they said $95 million opening weekend domestically, which is pathetic. That's sad for a major budget MCU movie for your first movie of the year. That's not going to work. This is done, and right now, this now begins the pain of Marvel. So you've got your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, which is teeming with woke racism bullshit already, and we're only 2 episodes in. Leads into this. That show's going to end the week this starts. God, excuse me. There's so much fail happening, and this will last for a month of failure running into Snow White. There is no winning for them right now. This is gonna be the feeling of the year for Disney.
Yeah, this is gonna be a colossal disaster. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah,
it's gonna be hard to watch how bad this is gonna be.
I'm gonna enjoy every second of it. I want it burnt down.
You gonna watch it, Dre?
Heck no.
Oh, come on.
I'll watch it, Adam. Not with you, but I will watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a review. I'm gonna do a review. This is too good not to. But listen, even if you don't watch it, there is content to make on this. There's box office content. There's the likely pushback of crying, reeing when this thing goes south from Anthony Mackie, from the stands, from the shills. They're all gonna cry bloody murder. They're gonna go out and review this and claim it's a 10 out of 10. And everybody else is gonna go, what the hell are you smoking?
Yeah.
So watching it and reviewing it, that's the first part. That's just so that I can accurately have a solid perception of how bad it is and how bad the faults will be. It's the aftermath, the next 2 or 3 weeks. That's going to be the glory of it, because the drop off is going to be epic, and then the clawing, and then the inevitable. Oh, hey, here's the Disney Plus premiere a month later, which will be the white flag. It's done. It's over, and I love it. And we're gonna be here for it. We're gonna be talking about this probably right up until Snow White, because then that'll take all the Disney oxygen in the room. When Snow White comes around, that will change. That'll flip. That'll change the narrative, at least for us in terms of what we're talking about. But the narrative will still be one Disney disaster after another, and I can't wait for it to happen. All right, let's get to our final topic of the day. Dre, I'm going to beg you, after we talk about this, to let me increase my hope.
Oh boy.
Because now listen, I did my stream last Thursday. It's still up. You can go watch it, guys. I did an autopsy stream last Thursday it was on Sunday. I'm sorry. I did it last Sunday. Whatever. I did it Thursday. Whatever. I did it last week. Whatever. I did an autopsy stream on the life and death of Bioware.
Oh, and my.
I covered everything. And we talked about how it was great, and then when the problem started. And the problem started when EA took over. Greed. EA greed caused the games to suddenly be not ready at launch, to take longer.
Sure. Absolutely, 100%.
And you look at it, and suddenly, before EA, they were putting out 2 games every other year at BioWare. They were cranking them out cross-platform, everywhere. Suddenly, EA, you get 1 game every 3-4 years. So the problem started at EA. So as we talk about this, EA is not any sort of victim in this. This is something of their own doing.
Mhm.
And
Absolutely.
it started with this. When Veilguard came out, we got to remember that the EA boss, the president, the CEO came out and was full-throated support of Veilguard. Full-throated support. BioWare is returning to its roots. It's going to be great again. And then Dragon Age failed, and now look what's happening. EA is gutting the entire studio.
They
Have
have
you seen
to.
the numbers?
They have to.
Last week, we talked about they closed Edmonton, the prime studio for BioWare. They closed it. And now they're firing everybody who was involved with Dragon Age. It is official. Everybody that worked on Dragon Age Veilguard has been fired. That means Corinne Bush, the dude pretending to be a woman, the tranny demon, as Jeremy would call him, fired. Didn't leave of their own accord, fired.
The report I saw said that there's less than 100 people currently at Bioware now after all the layoffs.
And they're
less
all,
than 100.
And they're all working on Mass Effect.
Yep, you gotta cut the fat. But okay, Adam, let's play a little bit. Let's play.
Let me just say this: Will you allow me to change it from a dental floss thin to a piece of yarn? Is my thread? Is my thread of hope?
Okay, you know what? I like to be fair.
It's
Adam,
what they're working on now, and they know they're fucked.
Yes. So we're at the point where it's burning. Everything has to die in order for it to live again. We're at the point of at least we're halfway through the slasher movie. We're halfway through the slasher movie. So the murders are happening. The teenagers are going downhill. So, okay, I will give you your yarn. I think that's fair at this point because they are gutting that fish.
I'm not saying BioWare is saved. I want my yarn for this game to at least be decent. That's my yarn. BioWare is dead.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
Done.
Oh, yeah.
They have fired everybody. They have moved everybody to other parts. Those who weren't fired are at other EA studios now. They've been moved around.
Yeah.
All the people left are people working on the next Mass Effect game because they don't own anything else. They don't own any other Star Wars property because the SWTOR team, some other company bought that. Bioware Austin doesn't exist anymore.
That's correct.
So there's no other franchise working. All they have is Mass Effect. Dragon Age is dead. So dead that these retards in charge of it, one of the writers says, Dragon Age isn't dead because it's yours now. There's fan fiction. There's art. You killed it.
You killed it with fire, bro. It's yours now. Oh, I get what remains. The smoldering carcass.
This is retarded. Let's read it exactly what this person says. In response to a fan who lamented the death of Dragon Age, this person replied to say the series now belongs to the fans who will keep it alive with their own contributions. You mean the Twitter tards? The trainees on Twitter, the gaybos on Twitter X who were praising each other for making thirst traps and so happy they got to play their gay dating simulator? Those who left. Because old school fans like me, like Samuel, like Devil, because we talk about this shit all the time on Mondays, other people who love Dragon Age, we're gone. You ran us off. We're not there anymore. So to say, so a cool French woman dropped a cool quote from Camus to, I don't even know what the fuck that is. I guess, is that somebody important? In the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer. I guess that's some person.
What are you saying right now?
I mean, who does resistance like French? Who does resistance like the French? No, the French do surrender.
Yeah, the French aren't very good at resistance.
There's no resistance.
I mean, anybody.
The French do surrender. We're going through it right now. It's a lot everywhere, but Dragon Age isn't dead. There's fic. I mean, fanfic. Yeah. You mean the gay fanfics they all write.
Yeah,
There's
gay
art.
fan art is not enough to keep a franchise alive.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen.
There's the connections we made through the games, and because of the games, technically EA Bioware owns the IP, but you can't own an idea no matter how much they want to. Wow, that is, they told us that when we said, this is the exact, wow, I'm blown away by reading this, because
you can't own an idea. That's why it's called intellectual property.
But they said that whenever EU guys like me said that Disney can't take away Star Wars because we are the ones who decide what is real and what isn't, they called me a fool when I used that argument. And now they're using the exact same argument for this. Except at least I had a legitimate argument. I've got thousands of pages of actual evidence behind me that says there is real Star Wars. Fanfics, like and horrible gay fan art that these Tumblr rejects are all producing. No, that does not make up anything. That doesn't count for shit. That you do not own the IP or the idea of it because you do that shit. Dragon Age isn't dead because now it's yours. No, it's nobody's. It is dead. And Corinne Bush killed it. And EA let that he, she, it kill it. And now they've this studio that gave us great things like Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Neverwinter Nights, all these glorious games, KOTOR, games that I reveled in, that I reminisced magically about on the stream the other day. The studio is gone. Dre is right. It's dead. It's over. My thread is not to save BioWare, even though I would love nothing more than for BioWare to somehow rise like the Phoenix and be powerful once again. My yarn thread now is holding on to the fact that even though I don't want another Mass Effect game, I don't want it. It's going to happen. I want this to at least be decent. And the fact that they know everything bad was because Veilguard was a DEI nightmare. That's why I upgraded to a piece of yarn. Maybe, just maybe, they will run fast, hard, and furious in the other direction and make this something tolerable. Dre, you may chastise me now.
Look, as I've told you before, your hope, oh God, it feeds me. Because there cannot be true despair without hope. So, but to be fair, they are killing this joint faster than I anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
They are really gutting this fish with two blades in both hands at the same time. There's going to be no fish left to even put on the frying pan when these folks are done here, which is a very good thing because the studio is dead. Call it like it is. This joint's finished.
Yeah.
Because God knows, I can only imagine the amount of hundreds of millions of dollars they lost. Hundreds of millions. That's not even calculated that we don't know about.
Yeah.
For them to gut this fish like this, hundreds of millions of dollars are gone, burned to cinder. When the idea that this joint had to make $1 billion to break even was or $800 million to break even, come on, you're staring down numbers that very few games can even achieve in their lifetime, and y'all needed that in week 1. It's over. But yes, I will give you credit. There is a reason to hope that Mass Effect can actually be salvageable. Now, I think this game was announced back in 2020.
3 years ago. They've been working on this game for 3 years.
Okay. So from its original conception, announcement anyway, they're going to overhaul this game.
Oh, we're not seeing this game for 3 or 4 more years.
We're going to overhaul this game, and this is where I know this is where your hope might falter, Adam. This is where they're going to overhaul this game, and hopefully to the positive, to actually just make fun Mass Effect. Like me personally, I'm not really a fan of Mass Effect, but I understand why people really enjoy these franchises. If they overhaul this game, which is going to cost big money, depending on how far they are in development, we're still going to be looking at the potential of it needing to have freaking Dragon Age numbers to break even, and that's the part that's gonna probably will suck because of the money that they've already spent on this production of this game for the last 3 years since it's been in production. They're probably gonna rip the thing from asunder, because if they start doing that weirdo quasi cut your penis off nonsense, they're running back into the same issue. So I'm going to go on a limb and assume that those features existed at the point of when Dragon Age was released. I'm going to go and assume that those features were in there. They have got to gut it. Have to.
And but they can do it because
they can.
Yeah.
They can. It's still early enough. There's no set dates. Like there's no deadlines per se.
To pair it with, let's say, Shadows, where they're all claiming right now, where they're trying to all claim that Yasuke's been reduced, which you have told us over and over again is bullshit.
Ooh, the amount of money that they would have to. Oh my god, I can't even
money and time. They had not. You laid it out perfectly when all that broke. You said there's not enough time.
Not even
3 months is not enough time. 4 months is not enough time to reduce it. And even though they're pretending it, there are now being rumors and leaks from people who have worked on it said they're lying to you. They haven't reduced him at all. He's still. It's impossible. You laid it out because it at a stage of development where you can't. It's baked in.
It's way too late.
Yeah.
Like, let's just say for the sake of simplicity, if they're going to do that, they'll pretty much have to make another game. That's the costs of trying to redo that, because he is an intricate part of the game. He is one of the characters, one of the characters that you choose from. So that means the entire game, and I mean the entire game, not just features, not just sprites, barks, voice lines, all of that stuff will be done for NPC reactions. All of those things would have to be redone. It would cost the production of a brand new game on top of the cost that they already did for the pushback. That game would be the most expensive game ever made, bar none. And there's no way in this life or the next that they're going to sit back and spend that kind of money in 3 months. Well, they pushed it back again, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It will cost so much money that the game would not even be worth releasing, because there's no way you make that kind of money back. As
opposed to this, where
this has a chance.
They have a chance. And here's how I'm looking at it. To everything you just said about both this games involved this, I'm looking at this. This thing may never make its money because what they have to do to fix it at this point. But that doesn't mean it might not be a good game.
Agreed. Now you can still this game can still be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
The overhaul they're going to do, and they rip out all the nonsense and all that other foolishness, you can actually have a fun Mass Effect game, which can still hit critical acclaim, legitimate critical acclaim, not DEI numbers, but as far as audience scores, which is the only scores that I really pay attention to. Gamer scores. If that's the case, then you can still make yourself a good game, and it can still gain a cult following. And if it is actually a big success, meaning as far as fun factor, maybe not money,
the franchise
might be able
lives. The franchise lives.
The franchise lives. And so next time when you make another Mass Effect, if that happens, now you can cut your expenses down dramatically. You don't have to worry about all that garbage. And now you can actually just make a fun game, and you can actually turn the franchise around. Now, once again, that is a hard sell. But that's it. Buy a yarn at best.
It's a yarn. I acknowledge that. I'm glad you've given me my yarn. It's not dental floss, it's yarn.
Yes.
It's got a little more traction on it. But Mass Effect has a chance to live, but Dragon Age is dead.
Oh no, that joint's buried deep. I mean, pour the concrete on that thing. That joint's not coming back to life.
There's one scenario Dragon Age can live again.
One
scenario. No, one. No. Just hear me out. Mass Effect breathes a sliver of life back into Bioware if this game works. EA says, okay, let's get back to real basics. Let's not do the bullshit we started for. Real basics. We're gonna go back to our old corporate greed self and just want you to make us money, which I'd rather have than what they have now. They put Dragon Age in the hands of somebody with a big fucking pair of balls who says, "Oh, Dreadwolf, it was a fever dream. Didn't happen." Or I'm sorry, Veilguard. Veilguard was a fever dream. Didn't happen. This next game is really what happened after Inquisition. That's the only way. They would have to annihilate the legitimacy of Veilguard and then move forward. Now that's like the infinitesimal percentile chance. I understand that. That's the only scenario I see Dragon Age ever being saved.
I think Dragon Age is gone the way the dodo bird is.
Oh, most likely. 99.9% sure.
Yeah.
But that infinitesimal percent, if somebody had the balls to reject Veilguard because only 1.5 million people bought it, that means that means you lost the other essentially 12 million people who bought Inquisition.
Yep.
And I guarantee, you know what? I will wager this. You didn't even the 1.5 million people are not even the people who bought Inquisition 2 and Origins. These are the weirdos who bought it. Real fans didn't buy it. So you essentially have upwards of 13 million people out there who would want a real game, but you'd have to make a grand gesture and show them that you give a shit. But I don't see it happening. But that's the only single scenario that ever has Dragon Age come back from its horrible tranny death. And because it got 40%ed itself. So to quote that.
Yeah,
Listen,
there's I use that term loosely, a chance of that happening. But if it this is my thing. If Dragon Age was a stronger franchise.
Oh, it's niche. It was always niche.
Always been niche for decades. It's always been niche. So if it was a stronger franchise, let's just use a round number. Let's just say it was Tomb Raider. Okay. Then I can see hey, there's a major built-in fan base and can get normie eyes because of the recognizability of the franchise. But since it is so niche and it's niche forever, trying to get those people back, and heaven forbid, try to get new people into it.
Yeah.
That is just
it's not going to happen. But I just wanted to put out the lone single scenario I see doing that. In all likelihood, if Mass Effect somehow survives this, and BioWare gets a little flame of life back, what needs to happen is it's time to bring in creative people and create new things. Make new franchises.
Sure.
Go bring back, be the BioWare of old where you were generating all these great IPs and start new shit. That's it. Other than that, all they got is Mass Effect, and Mass Effect should be over. Let's be honest. Jed can agree with me. Mass Effect should be over. There should be no more Mass Effect. I'm happy with the way it is. I don't need any more.
Yeah, it had a pretty solid ending, so you don't want to mess with that.
Yeah. Anyway, there you go. We got both those topics in. BioWare gutted. Ubisoft is doomed. And we're done. We're done. I don't have anything else, do I? No. We got to everything except for one thing. Let me say this now. Once again, this is the 4-year anniversary of my channel existing. So I want to thank everybody who has allowed me to continue doing this, who show up, who support me, hit the like buttons, watch the videos, talk to us in the chat. Jed, Dre, everybody else I stream with. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate all of you. You give me the hope that I need. I'm gonna break through and keep on doing this stuff. But it's been a really, really weird ride for 4 years now. I'm not going anywhere, despite my bitchings and moanings sometimes. I am not going anywhere. I will continue forward. This year, we'll see if we can make this the year that things change. I have a lot of things planned, especially in the next couple months. We'll be making some announcements soon about a couple of things. One will be kind of a plea from you guys. I can admit that. Jed knows what I'm talking about, which is not my fault. This is the unfortunate situation of streaming that a lot of us are about to find ourselves in, to continue to do streaming like this. So I will be talking about that in the coming weeks, where I'm going to be setting that up. I have to get it worked out, but we're going to be doing something to essentially allow me to continue streaming as I normally do, at least to do it without a strain. Other than that, we've got some other exciting events. This one also Jed knows about because Jed talked me into it yesterday. You talked me into it yesterday.
I didn't know if you made the decision.
No, it's going to happen.
Ooh.
No, it's happening. It's going to happen.
This is awesome, guys.
It is. It's going to happen. I've already got the guy. I'll tell Dre what it is we're doing because I'm not going to announce it now.
Oh, okay.
We need to work out the logistics first before I announce it.
It's awesome though, chat. Yeah, I think you guys are really going to love this.
Yeah. So Jed talked me into this yesterday when we were talking about some stuff, and some other people know about it too. People who will be joining it as participants. It'll happen in the next few months. I'll just say this now. At the earliest, it'll happen in May. So there's a little tease. So get you excited. And it involves fun activity. We'll just say that. Other than that, so there's a lot. I'm planning a lot of stuff this year. A lot of fun things are going to happen. We got a lot of crap to review this year. A lot of fun things to have fun about too. A lot of games to play coming in March and April. We've got, at least from my gaming perspective, the games I'm looking for the most this year, we're going to be playing Suikoden Remaster, Lunar Remaster Collection. I'm excited as a giddy little schoolboy. It's going to be fun. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. And it's going to be enjoyable, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So I want to thank everybody again. 4 years strong. We're going to keep going, and I have nothing else to say on that. I didn't have a line. I thought I could rip it, but I didn't. We're done. Show over. Jed, how you doing this week?
Well, everyone can find me on YouTube and Kick at Hollywood Scholar, just regular scheduled reviews and live streams, videos, and all that. I'm hoping that next month, apparently, that Shadows actually comes out. Let's hope it actually comes out this time because I do intend to play it. And I haven't talked about the logistics with Adam yet, so this isn't scheduled yet. But next week, hopefully, you're going to be doing a show on Sirens of the Deep, the new Witcher anime that's coming out next week. Still got to schedule that with a few people, but I'm going to make Adam do some homework for it. I'm going to make him read the 20-page short story. Let's hope he can handle 20 pages.
You read. Why don't you go read 44 pages of Unicorn and?
I kind of want to read that shit, that pamphlet, because that description was mind-bending. It was wild. The hues of the past in a crimson two-tower landscape. It was. I don't even know what he was trying to say there. I kind of want to read that.
Okay.
If I read that, will you read the short story?
I'll read
something
it anyway.
bad for you. Do something good.
It's homework for the stream. I'll do it anyway. Okay. Dre, you're painting a house still.
Yeah, well, painting's done. Thank the Lord Jesus that I finally got all that crap finished. Still working on the house, still building stuff. Literally, there's something on my porch as we speak, and that I'm gonna take care of. I got to get a couple more things for the studio, but hopefully by this coming Friday, I'll be back to making videos again. Hopefully, because I got a couple of good comics that's been piling up on my desk, good independent comics that are coming out, and hopefully this Friday I will have the first new episode of The Brute Reviews, and hopefully I will be having the time to actually make the video on Blood Sable, which is a really, really good independent comic, and I am looking forward to actually making the vid on this one. But other than that, I'll hopefully be back on social media doing social media things. Oh, right. I can make this announcement now. I haven't got the pamphlet yet, but I will be at AwesomeCon 2025 in DC this year, April 4th through the 6th. So for anybody that wants to come and meet me and all the other great stuff and check out all my booth and all that great stuff, more announcements will be coming forthcoming as that time gets closer and all that other great stuff. But yeah, I will be at AwesomeCon this year. Took me a while to break through. It's a really hard con to get into. So I'm very, very happy that I finally broke through. So that's happening.
I guess I'll officially say then there will be no roundtable that weekend because all of us are otherwise occupied that weekend. I'm out of town. I'm out of town with Jed actually, and Dre's now got that. So we will say the weekend of the 4th, 5th, 6th, no shows that weekend.
Yeah.
So we're all busy.
Yeah.
So, taking that weekend off. I can officially say that now that you said that. So there you go. Nobody's here. Can't have a show if none of us are here. So anyway, as for me, tonight I will be doing what is now the weekly recording with Bradley Burnett, Duke Devil, for the DS9 show Wormhole Watch. You can catch that when he edits it down every Wednesday on his channel. So I'll let you guys know, as always, in my community tab when it's up. Tomorrow night, Mellow Mondays, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, where Samuel is going to probably wax poetic about Conan. I got the same one that he put in Jed's comment too. I got the same exact.
We got
one.
an essay. Yeah, we got essays on Conan
He
lore.
agreed with us. He agreed with us essentially. It was not lecturing us.
It was nice not to get lectured at or made fun of for that particular show.
So we got Mel Monday tomorrow night. Next week you'll have 3 reviews for Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man from me. Next Friday there'll be Ball Busters. Let's see. No drive-in next weekend because Jed's at MegaCon. I will likely just be starting an early Saturday gaming stream with Dermy. So I don't have anything planned other than that. And then we'll be back here next weekend for Roundtable. Once again, we have no idea what's going to happen this week. I'm sure, as we say every time, the internet will provide. Until then, thank you one and all again for being here, for joining us. We hope you had a good time. You can show us that by hitting that like button, by subscribing to everybody's channels, and leaving fun comments. Oh, one more thing. I got to remind everybody. The Saturday Night Drive-In Chat Choice movie for this quarter has the submission for movies has been extended a week, since we're not doing the show next week, we can push it back. So if you want to submit your movie, you haven't already told me in some way, shape, or form, the best place to do it is on my community tab under the post there. Just reply in the comments. Follow the rules, and we will then, in another week, this time next week, we will close submissions. So you got one more week. Right now, we got 10 movies that I know of that have been submitted. So that's enough for whoever I hand this off to. I'd like to be the same person because he hasn't submitted a suggestion, who will then choose the 5 that he thinks best fit for a good collection. And then you guys will get to vote on it for a week. And then you give Jed and I another week to get our hands on it and watch it. So there we go. Reminded that. All right, so we're done here. Everybody have a nice, safe Sunday afternoon. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, take it easy, everybody. Have a good night or day, wherever you may be.